Let's roll for justice. Let's roll for truth. Let's not let our children grow up fearful in their youth. Time is running out. Let's roll.
Thank you very much for welcoming me here to your club. I appreciate the opportunity to meet everybody and have a conversation. So again, my name is Paul Coyne. My family grew up outside of Boston. I was born in Natick. The first 10 years of my life was spent in a very liberal Democratic household when John Kennedy was president. And my father moved the family out here to Santa Barbara in 1973. He worked for Raytheon, a local government contracting, pretty well-known company here in Goleta for 40 years. And my mother worked as an administrative assistant for the Building Trades Council, AFL-CIO, down in Chapala in Santa Barbara for 25 years. They both brought our family here to Santa Barbara, grew up in Goleta in Santa Barbara, attended local schools there with my two sisters and my brother. I was fortunate enough to go to Dos Pueblos, Goleta Valley. I had the opportunity to do everything young men do in our communities. I participated in Boy Scouts. I had the honor of earning my Eagle Scout Award in 1981, and as well as serving my church as an altar server for 10 years. So following high school, I went off, had the opportunity to go to the United States Military Academy at West Point. Went there for 3 years and then returned back to Santa Barbara and earned my Bachelor of Arts in Political Science from UCSB. Traveled down to San Diego, where I attended San Diego State University and earned my Master of Arts degree in Political Science. And then came back to UCSB for another 5 years and I did my PhD studies in Political Science from UCSB. So I was a professional student until the time I was 31 years old. I wish I could still be a student today, but reality has set in, and raising my family and working for a living like most of us. So while I was going to school for those 10 years or 15 years in college and educating myself in the area of political science, I had the opportunity to work full-time as well and earn my way through college. I was in the United Food and Commercial Workers, local 1036 and now the 770, mostly in Santa Barbara, Goleta, Santa Maria, Lompoc. Had the opportunity to work in Arroyo Grande. I've worked I've worked in every 3 counties in our community. I've worked in Ventura County, Santa Barbara County, as well as San Luis Obispo County in the grocery industry for 20 years while I was going through school as well full-time. So following my 20-year career in retail management and store level and division level management through a company called Lucky, and it was Albertsons after that. Pretty sure everybody's familiar here with those companies. I got into the banking industry in 2004, and that's what I'm currently doing right now. So for the past decade, I've been in branch management in the banking industry for 4 major U.S. banks here in the Tri-Counties. And again, I've had the opportunity to work in all 3 counties in the capacity as a branch manager and multiple sales positions and lending positions in the banking industry. Because I value public service, and I do believe that no matter the level, whether it's a federal level, a city level, a county level, local municipalities, I think public service is valuable to the community at whole, and making a difference for our children and our grandchildren should be the intentions of every public servant. So making a difference and making a good difference for the community is why I'm running. I feel very blessed to have lived in this area for the last 40 years. That leads us to why are you running then? If our current incumbent has been doing such a valuable job for our community. Well, as indicated on my 60-day action agenda, I strongly believe that there are a few things that are facing us as a community and as a nation right now, this space and time, that need to be addressed. And amongst those is in part our $16.8 trillion debt, our multiple deficits that we've been running for the past decade now. I do think that Social Security and Medicare need to be addressed now, as opposed to continually, and I use the term kicking the can down the road, and both parties have been guilty of that over the past 10 years. They've been consistently deferring asking the American taxpayers for more money, raising our debt limit, and here we are with the current Congress right now is one of the least productive, and the last 5 have actually been the least productive in terms of legislative output as measured by the number of laws that come into effect. We've been consistently sending partisan professional politicians to Congress for the last 15 years. So I'm offering an option to the Democratic Party, to independents, and whatever moderate Republicans want to cross the aisle and vote for a moderate Democrat, and give it an option. And that option has never been there for us as a Democratic Party. It's never been there for 15 years. I'm a very proud Democrat. As I said, I'm a Kennedy Democrat, raised in a Kennedy household. Still to this day, I have a Kennedy bust and a Kennedy portrait in my home, which I'm very proud of. And the basic philosophies of the Democratic Party are one to be proud of. And without going into the details of what it brings to our community, millions of more people are going to be afforded affordable health insurance. And I think that's a primary responsibility of a representative to speak up and make sure that it's well known that this is something that we're going to fight for, and it's not going away. Another area which I may have a slight disagreement with our incumbent is the continuation of sending our brave men and women into military escapades in foreign areas. I don't think that we should be involved in domestic affairs in Syria, in Libya. Clearly, we shouldn't have been in Iraq and Afghanistan, the longest war in our history. We shouldn't have been there as well. So, in disagreement with our incumbent, who voted to support and fund military excursions into Afghanistan, I would disagree with her there, and I would continue to disagree with her in sending our brave men and women to Syria as well. I'm a very strong supporter of our environment. I am opposed to offshore drilling, always have been, always will be. Let's not mince words. The community doesn't want offshore drilling. We're not going to have offshore drilling. The Monterey Shale in the Orchid Hills, having been there 3 or 4 times over the past 3 months, essentially the exploration of oil as a natural resource that can be used to create more jobs, which we still have over 7% unemployment in our area. People are still hurting. People are still needing their jobs. So that will bring local jobs. That will bring local revenue. For every 10,000 additional barrels of oil that are extracted, it equates to about $1 million in additional revenue for our community, which about 40 cents out of every dollar goes to our educational system. So I'm a huge supporter of oil exploration. It's a big natural resource that we can promote locally without having to basically go into questionable offshore drilling, which is going to harm our tourism industry down in Santa Barbara and Goleta. We should exercise that peace dividend that President Obama has been promising us for a good 6 years now, and let's take some of those military expenditures and allocate it towards education, healthcare, infrastructure, and some of those other issues that can improve our society as a whole. The main reason I'm running is the fiscal responsibility portion of it. Unfortunately, here we are. We're continuing to kick the can down for our grandchildren, and I don't want to leave a legacy of an indebted nation to my children and our grandchildren. It needs to be addressed, whether we do it 2 years from now or 4 years from now. I think it's best to address it right now. So we need to focus either on asking for more money, which I'm philosophically opposed to. I think we pay enough in taxes. We pay at the pump, we pay at the grocery store, we pay our personal income taxes. So in general, I would not be in favor of an asking of the American taxpayer for more revenue.